Hi everyone. Hope you can hear me. Oh, there's hi everyone. There is nobody here. Well, I'm going to do this video tag anyway. What do I do? I just have to check if I'm visible and if you can hear me. So I'm going to wait for a couple of people to show up. And please let me know if you can hear me and if you can see me. Oh, cool. Hi there. All right. So I thought I'm going to take the opportunity to dress up again. And oh, hi. And yeah, this tag, 7 Deadly Decks for 7 Deadly Sins, was going on for quite a while, and I was planning to do it. And since hi guys, and since I am a bit lazy now to record videos, I actually prefer this live format because I don't have to edit anything and I get to dress up and I get to chat to you. Oh, Colleen, hi. Nice to hear from you, Colleen. So yeah, I just prefer this live format to do it right now. And even though it takes a bit of an organization with all the decks lying around me, and I live in a block in a small flat, so space is an issue for me. But you deal with what you have, right? So that's what you do. Hi everyone. Hi Lily. How people? Lovely people. Hello everyone. I know the blue, right? I wish I had more blue clothes. I'm kind of getting into the blue these days. So I'm going to switch off my phone. And I have made a list. Like at the end of my, like when I do readings for people and I do astrology, I write books about people, because usually for my tarot readings or astrology readings, I prepare just, bits and pieces of astrology anyway. And I'm always checking who am I dealing with and what they're going through and stuff like this. So I have a book full of stuff, transits and bits and pieces about my customers. So it's pretty funny. But I love this. That's how I do things. I'm old school, keep writing shit down, All right. So 7 Deadly Sins. I had to actually go onto the dictionary and check what they are in English. I mean, I saw the list. Obviously, I listed also Sylvain's video because that's they invented this tag, and I think it's a pretty funky tag. And yeah, I had to translate it into Polish, so I know exactly which one is which. Like rough, I wouldn't know what that is. It's kind of sounds like different in Poland, even if you want to translate it. But anyway, that might be boring for you guys. So I'm getting on with it. The first deadly sin, pride. So Sylvain said, a deck you purchased or use for flexing. I also had to go on the dictionary and go, what the fuck does flexing mean? I have no idea. Then I found out it's US slang for showing off. I hope that's right. If I'm wrong, just guys, correct me. But yeah, one learns all the time, right? So pride, a deck I purchased or I use for flexing. Showing off. All right, people. So flexing. So I have 2 decks. I mean, I could probably pull more from my collection, but that's the first 2 that came to mind. Flexing for sure. Yeah, good. So first one, which I'm so fucking proud of, is this 1935 or 1932 deck that I found secondhand in the section of toys and games and plays. Games for children in secondhand shop here in Poland. And I didn't even know what deck it was because the box looked like this, and it didn't have any name on the box of the deck. It came with the little book, but also it didn't have the name of the deck in the little booklet. I just, based on what I read on the little box and on the book, I went on this search, like detective, Snoop detective online, and I tried to figure out what is this deck and how old is this, because I thought it was old. It felt old, but I wasn't sure how old. So in the end, I figured out what it is. It is called Thomson Lang Tarot. It's a very unique deck, and it's not very easy to find, actually. They quite expensive. So how my pride kind of expanded when I figured out how actually expensive this deck is, and I bought it for like a penny or something, in this old kind of, was thrown into the old box of children's toys. So this is a very strange deck. It's like kind of a little bit different. It's not Rider-Waite-Smith, it's not Thoth, it's like Rider-Waite-Smith mixed with some other like, I don't know, a little bit of the Spanish influence, like, what's this colorful deck called? The traditional Spanish deck. Yeah, it was a fantastic find. I know. It was like, yeah, somebody says, Lily says, flexing means perhaps show how we pride to have this deck. Yeah, exactly. I'm just explaining it right, I think, because I was so proud that, first of all, I paid so little for it, that it is expensive in the end if I want to sell it, and that it was just such an amazing find. And on top of it, it's the deck that when I hold it, it's like 1935 or 32, I can't remember now, Thomson Lang, and it was actually attached to maybe women's or any type of magazine, and they were selling this deck with the magazine. So this is my pride. And it look at the booklet. Each on the sale at all newsagents, each price 2 pence, written together. It's pretty cool. So you have this, like it's just an interesting find, an interesting historic research deck, because it has the description of the cards in the little booklet, and it's just a very rare deck. So that was a great find. Hi, Candy. Who is there? Oh, hello, 2 pence. Yeah, I know. How cool. Hey, hi, Mel. And you didn't know what flexing means. There you go. You have to go on Google and say used for flexing, meaning in slang. Otherwise, it didn't show. And my other proud moment was when I got this one, this top version. That was a gift, but I'm so proud of this, owning this deck, because recently they also quite hard to come by. And this one holds a special gift, as well as the greenie that I also got as a gift from two very good friends. And so these decks are very kind of pride moments for Kasia. So I think we sorted pride out. I was flexing. Yo, hi Debbie, how everyone, whoever is joining in and whoever is not in the chat. So the next sin, greed, a deck you don't share with anyone. I realized I don't have too many of those decks. The one that I actually use mostly for myself, not that I cannot use it for people, but I don't use it for people, I just love using it for myself, is this Koyera Magician's deck. And I love this deck, and I always use it for myself, and I mostly use it for like serious readings, not the daily kind of Instagram draws, but like serious stuff when I actually really go like, okay, cards, now I need you to give me some bloody insights. So I usually use this one, and I also use the Margaret Peterson Tarot for that as well, or Top deck. But yeah, this one is beautiful, and I realized I don't really use it much for other people. It's just mostly for myself. So it wouldn't be the greed, like it's like an amazing deck and I'm afraid to, spoil it, or I just don't really use this one for anybody else. And then the other ones would be the glitter decks from Carol Hatter. I don't really use I could use them in the reading for clients, sometimes when I totally feel the zest, but most of the time these decks are kind of like, you know, soul decks in some way because they're so special. And again, this one was a gift, and one I purchased, and they fucking dear. They like expensive decks, you know. And Carol, they don't show up on the screen as beautiful as they are in reality. So this one is like really amazing and has this opalescent, you know, paint, golden added bits, and it just changes depending on how the light falls onto it. So I'm not using it often for other people, but I'm definitely using it for myself. I love it. Yeah, glitter decks are amazing, right? Candy, you're working through book 1 of the course, Kasia. What course? Did I miss something? Sorry, I'm just such a bad. I will get used to getting it kind of smooth and flowing, and the chat, and not to interrupt my thought of, you know, my thought too much. But color headset decks are hella expensive. That's true. They're very expensive. And then this one that I purchased myself is that colorful one. So they're a little bit different. I use them for different kind of bits and pieces, depending on if I need more color, or if I want to dwell in a shadowland a bit more. But yeah, again, this one is, so they all Rider Waite Smith, but Carol reworks each and one of them. So I also don't use these decks often for other people, mostly for myself. They're kind of very dear because they are very dear. They're very expensive. The Coyera course. Okay, I get it, Candy. Yeah. Because they do have, that's free, right? On their website, you can go and maybe buy a donation. And I also looked at it, Candy, but yeah, I didn't follow through, knowing myself. But it's actually really great. I love the book. I love the cards. It's pretty cool for magicians. If you want to dibble into some like serious magical practices, this is a pretty cool deck to check. All right, what else do we have? Hi, everybody, whoever joins in, hello, everyone. I'm doing the 7 deadly sins. So I've done pride, and I've done greed, and wrath. So a deck you angry at or use when angry. That's when I watched Sylvain's video, they said this kind of, you know, you can have different explanations. And I haven't shown this deck yet, but I'm showing it because it got fixed. So I was angry at this deck. And this is Tuatha De Danann Tarot by Aline White Swan. And I really love Aline's artwork, and I totally like wanted this deck. So I purchased it from the Make Playing Cards because that's when she sells from. And when this deck arrived, the borders of 14 cards were like in different color. There was like little misspelling on one card. There was like some leftover bits and pieces. And I was so fucking disappointed. You know, when you like wait for something and the artwork is amazing and you kind of really want this deck to work, and and like, you know, like just, and then it arrives and you're kind of going like, why? And of course it was like my first in-breath, and I wrote to Aline and I, you know, expressed like what it is, because it was sold as a deluxe deck and so on, so it wasn't that cheap. And she was really lovely. She was really apologetic. She went straight on to Make Playing Cards to her account. You know, she fixed everything that was to fix about the deck. So right now, if you guys were to purchase this deck through Make Playing Cards, is fixed, I think. I hope so, because I haven't received the replacement yet. But this is more like on the, you know, Tuatha De Danann, like King Arthur, Isolde and Tristan myths. So all this kind of troubadourian medieval stories, you know, like, and her artwork is really gorgeous. I mean, obviously not everybody's cup of tea, right? But it is a deck that you can fall in love with. A lot of Grail story, a lot of kind of sacred feminine, Mary Magdalene, Christ, kind of this type of stuff going on. So for, if you know me, something like that I love right now. So I'm not angry at this deck anymore, but I was really angry at it. But now I think it's going to really be one of my loving kind decks. So if you want to check it out, Tuatha De Danann Tarot, you can take a look. It's called Tuatha. I think I pronounce it right. Do I? Any Brits out there, please, or Irish people, I don't know, is it from Old British or is it Irish? I don't know. But yeah, Tuatha De Danann Tarot. And you can get it through Make Playing Cards. So I'm pronouncing it correctly. Thank you. So you can, guys, take a look. I have this deluxe version, so the cards are bigger than usual. I'm going to do a review of it. I just was waiting for Aline to fix, everything, because I didn't want to advertise and then you would buy it and it's like not fixed, but it's fixed now. And I think the cards are bigger in the deluxe version. She also has a smaller deck, so like a regular tarot size. This is on linen paper, and the other one is, I think, on the regular kind of make playing cards paper. But if you like the subjects and this type of artwork, you might be loving this deck. So that was the angry. And when I am angry, and sometimes, you go like, I don't want anything like smooth, or I want a bit of a kick of the ass type of thing. I really love to use Margaret Peterson Tarot. And I actually also go for Thoth. So when I'm kind of needing like a whatever energy that I'm feeling, these two always give me some good perspective, and they not to like, oh, don't worry, Kasia, you'll be fine tomorrow. It's like, no, bitch, look. So I love these ones. Candy said that Tuatha De Danann is Irish. Okay, cool. The Tuatha De Danann, it comes, I think, you might be able to get a PDF when you purchase it, or she has just put the book onto Amazon and Lulu. Sorry, I'm not 200% sure. When I do a review, I will ask her what's going on, if you still get a free PDF or not. I'm not sure. All right, so that was rough. A deck you're angry at. Okay, envy, guys, envy. A deck you wanted because other people have it. Well, half of my decks would come under envy then, because you know how it is on social media. You see something at somebody's photo and you're like, oh, I want this, So that's easy. Most of the decks I got probably is because other people had them. But I thought about decks that other people had and that maybe I didn't quite need it. You know what I mean? Like, for example, the Inner Hue deck. There's something about this deck, like, because it was always put out in limited editions, right? So a lot of people were showing it, and then some people wanted it, and then some people couldn't get it because it was sold out. So it was one of those decks like, oh, you have to get it when it's out, because then it will be sold out, And I bought it, but a lot of the artwork is actually, like, I like the pips and the kind of, not particular font of the Hierophant. Like, there's a lot of cards and the people cards and the skinny models and stuff, which a lot of people were talking about it. So I kind of have this deck, could probably move it because I'm not reaching out for it. I'm not really using it much. There is something really beautiful about a lot of the cards, and sometimes I just feel sorry to let it go totally, because some of the cards I really like. But the Queen of Pentacles, I remember I was painting, adding hair so I can hide those skinny arms. And sorry, somebody is really skinny and they love it. God bless you. Goddess bless you even. I'm skinny too, but like, it's just for Queen of Pentacles, I just couldn't. It was so annoying to my eyes. It's no. So this is something that like other people had it. I thought I have to have it, So I have it and I have it. That's it. Oh yeah, people love this deck, I know. And it's actually a good reader, and I'm kind of like 50-50 about it. So it's not that I don't like it, but it's not something probably that I reach for, that I feel really I warmed up to, or like it really enriches my life in so many ways. Not, nothing against Lauren, or I think she created this deck, and as I said, a lot of peeps I really like from it. And then I also wrote here that this envy inner and Starchild was another one. Oh, hi, Leanne. So Starchild was another one. I had all versions of Starchild, including the small one, because I thought I will definitely love it. But it's funny enough, I prefer Moonchild. I like Moonchild. I'm still okay with the Starchild. I bought in the end the original version, because of course I always wanted the original version, and then I never got the original version because it was sold out for so long, the whole blah 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 story, right? And I think this deck will age. You know how there is an fucking like artwork that doesn't age? Like, this artwork doesn't age. It's been made in 30s and it still looks like it could be made yesterday. This artwork will so age. It's already aged, right? It's already kind of new agey, which that whole look at the cards changed, how people look, what they dress. Something about it is kind of getting old already while we talk. So I had all the versions of the Starchild. I still prefer this original Starchild to that the Akashic Starchild. But yeah, it's one of those decks that you see and you kind of quite know it's not really your type of deck to the end, but you still want it because it looks pretty. So that was me. That was maybe the envy deck. So how are we all doing? 7 deadly sins. I just wanted to take a sip of water. And I also, while I'm having, I want to show you my new sculpture from Her Story Sculptures. I know that most of you probably seen it on Instagram, but if you haven't, well, you get a chance to get a live, all angles view at it and the size. Isn't she gorgeous? It's the Black Madonna of Anione or Anjon. I don't know. It's a French name. This one I'm definitely pronouncing wrong, but I'm not sure how to say it. And I haven't checked. So sorry to French people who just like died when I said it. Yeah, I actually have her, like, if you had a reading with me, you've probably seen her on my screen, it's on my computer screen. And I found her through this Polish woman called Ania, which I did the meetings with the Dark Mother with in December. And I just fell in love with this image, and I sent it to Marta and I said, hey, can you make me a sculpture like this with this image? And she's like, well, I try. And she actually did try, and she made her. And it's amazing how she's painted. There's this golden child. I love her. So I just thought I'm going to share. And Marta has an Etsy shop. I have some of her other sculptures, she's one of my favorites. This is the Slavic goddess Marzanna, so the goddess of death and winter, and this crossover of seasons. So I got her. And I also have my Mary Magdalene. Should I show it? I just show it. Oh, shit. She's on my altar there. So my Mary Magdalene sculpture, also from Marta. When I wrote her, I said, like, I need Mary Magdalene covered with hair. I just want her to be covered with hair. And Marta did this, and I wanted aureola and stuff like this. So all right, somebody asked what Black Madonna was it. Okay, I'm going to write it down. Black Madonna of, and if we have any French people here, please let me know how to pronounce this. Anjon. I'm sorry, I'm just butchering French. Okay, so next is lust. A deck you like for aesthetic reasons. That's what Sylvain said. So I picked two. So one is the Red Seed Tarot by Linda Hill. I love Linda's artwork. You know, she has the Red Seeds Oracle, 3 parts. And she kind of, her art, I don't know if you know Egon Schiele. She reminds me, Lily, it's a place. It's like a chateau or something. You have to Google it. I don't know much about it. It's a chateau in France, and this Black Madonna is there. That's why it's called like. She was probably created from the Black Madonna Le Puy. Sorry, just Google it. So Linda's Hill art reminds me a little bit of Egon Schiele art, like her line, but she's very like she is a master with color, and the color that I like, you know, this type of color, which is like, look at this strength. Oh, isn't your heart just beating a little bit more right now? So this is the Red Seed Tarot, the Eleusinian Mysteries deck. So if you like myth of Demeter, Persephone, Hades, oh, this is something along the line. Plus, it reads like a Rider-Waite-Smith. So if you know Rider-Waite-Smith, you can totally get along with this deck. And it's just amazing. So I love this deck. The book is really great too. Linda describes a lot of the rituals. And yeah, it's something that I particularly enjoy when it comes to artwork. So Red Seed Tarot, amazing. Anjo, Lily's trying to, Lily, say it. I wish we could have like a Zoom kind of that Lily could just go, Anjoni, maybe something like this. Oh, French people, but still okay. Oh man. So other one that I last food card, and an interview with Sue. She is really gorgeous, and she actually takes me on with one of the cards during the interview. You can see, because they're really great to like do the path working with, or like, you know, moving into the artwork and like searching for shapes and checking how you like what you see. I am actually using this deck in one of my classes that I sell on my website, in the How to Read Unusual Tarot Decks. And I use this deck and some other ones like Witch's Tarot and stuff like this, you know, crazy decks, which you just go, what is it? And how do I read with this? So this class is like $15 or something. So if anybody is interested, you can guys take a look. Oh, and also because I did receive this Black Madonna of Anjoni. I will put it into Google Speak, like pronounce. I also have a discount for my Mary class, for the devotion and divination class. So if anybody is into this kind of Mary and the lineage of the goddess, when I showed the little kind of presentation that I created, you know, to show how many of the symbols are repeating from the very, 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 very ancient times up to Mary. I show how I create my rosaries and how I change crosses for different things. And like, I hope this is an inspiration to give you some freedom in your expression of sacred feminine. It doesn't necessarily have to be Mary, but I was inspired by Mary because she's totally like from my culture and was like, you know, I was kind of raised up with her. But this deck, a deck I like for aesthetic reasons. This is Sue's Dream Dust Shamanic Tarot, and oh, how gorgeous is this wind horse. Oh, I love these images. And then bold images and all these different, so it's a very crazy, unusual artistic deck. You also get like a little help. You get keywords, you get sentences and stuff. So you can, you know, use wording if you want. But Sue was always saying to focus on the art first and just see how you go from there. Have I missed anything? Hi, Elemental Cartomancy, Jamie. I'm breaking up. Oh shit. Hopefully I'm back now. Am I back? I hope I'm back and I'm not breaking up anymore. Is it better? I will ask my husband maybe to not use internet. One sec. Używasz internetu? Oh, is it better now? Okay, good. What was the name of the last one? Debbie, it was Dream Dust Shamanic Tarot. Cool. Oh, what else do I have? I have some news. Do I have some news? I do have some news. Yeah, I'm like, are you using internet, dear husband? No. He's not using internet. Look at those cute pen that I bought recently. Ooh, I love it. It's pretty cool. And then when you finish it, you can put them into a little something and you have a flower. You're welcome, Debbie. Couple of things that I just wanted to share. I mentioned the previous video, but I created a newsletter recently. So if you want to be in touch, because I'm getting so pissed off with Instagram, I'm just really thinking of switching to YouTube and maybe newsletter just to be in touch. Please sign up for the newsletter. I do sometimes, free videos for subscribers. You get discounts, you get some inspirations, books that I read and stuff like this. I just started sending them out last year, December, I think. And so I only sent like maybe 3. As with me, I don't have a plan. So it's not going to be every Tuesday or every second, third week or once a month. Sometimes I send 2, sometimes I send 1. Sometimes when I'm really inspired, I send 3. If it's too much, you can always subscribe, and just, goodbye, Kasia. We don't want to hear from you. That's fine. But if you want to sign up, you just go to my website. It's on my website, on the bottom of my website. And in these newsletters, if you sign up, there is $20 off my life purpose readings. So if anybody wants an astrology session with me, it's a 2-hour session if it's live, or 1.5 hours if it's recorded, and you get in-depth astrology session and tarot map style oracle tarot deck at the reading at the end as well. And I also do these full readings, where is the full heading in 2022. So if anyone wants to get this reading, it's a half-an-hour reading. And I look at the cycles of astrology and do like a Tarot de Marseille mixed with other decks reading. And you can get it now. It's only going to be on my website till end of February. So that's why I'm saying that's it. Let's move to the next one. Gluttony. Yeah, Leander, IG is so annoying. Oh my god. So how many decks do I have in my collection? I never counted. But it's probably around 300 plus, I'd say. Maybe 200 plus, something around these lines. So Gluttony, a deck you really didn't need but purchased anyway. So I have these decks. And I remember Queen Osset, Oya's girl, these decks are great, but I wish I just had one, because they kind of have different, like Friends edition and Strangers editions. That's what I got. And this is just like a game with like different prompts or questions that you would ask, a stranger. And it's a great idea. And I actually love that I have it. I barely use it, to be honest, but at some point I think I will. And I did use it a couple of times, even in the interview with like James Wellness and stuff like this. But one would be enough. I think the questions are similar, and one would be enough of this. And then the other one that, I didn't need by purchase was the Cosmovisions Oracle, which I haven't used much right now. Maybe I will, as I said, maybe the time will come. It looks beautiful. I kind of like the idea of it, but I don't know. I'm not moved. I don't know if I'm such a big fan of the artwork of James's. Some I love, but There is something about it. I don't know. I'm just not gluing. So does any of you have the Cosma Visions? Do you guys use it? Yeah. Somebody said that I like the idea of the Cosma Visions, but don't use it as well. So there is something about it. I mean, maybe some people use it and love it, depending. I'm wondering if Colleen, if you're still here, Colleen, you might like it because you do psychic readings. So there might be something around this deck that really, like, I think it's quite intuitive. And then this is the last scene, guys. Sloth. A deck you use when you feel lazy. Oh, hi, Jen. When I feel lazy, I like to use kind of tarot oracle keywordy type of deck. So I actually use this deck often for clients as well. But this is the Bright Future Tarot, and it's by Saskia Lee Psychic. That's how she called herself here, and she's got two versions. One comes without the keywords and one comes with keywords. Oh, Colleen says she had some problems using Cosmovisions too. That's interesting. I thought maybe you would be like, for you it would be like a cool kind of, because the artwork is very, I think it's quite nice for intuitive readings. But I wanted to use it in the system James kind of meant to. And I didn't get into it, but I maybe didn't try very hard. So the Bright Future Tarot, it's pretty cool reader. It's modern and it has really nice keywords. And like, for example, I showed this deck before, but like, for example, I don't know, the Judgment has breakthrough and insight. Oh, Victoria, hi. Marriage and commitment. What else do we have? Like Five of Pentacles, change and disruption. I love the devil keyword. Where is the devil card? The High Priestess is pretty cool too. Intuition and the unknown. King of Swords always comes up as some like dodgy individual. What else? Two of Swords. From a modern perspective, that's pretty cool, eh? Tension or opposition. What else is here? The Emperor. Oh, yeah, the Devil is pretty cool. Habitual action or guilt. I like it. And it's do not press. And all you want to do is like, ooh, sorry. That's my turban disintegrating. So yeah, all you want to do is like press the bloody red button. So it's habitual action. I love that, right? For the devil, that's the habits we get into. Vicky, this is the 7 deadly sins. 7 decks for 7 deadly sins. But you kind of got on a little bit late. So I nearly finished here. This was the last sin. And the deck I use when I feel really lazy. So one is this one, the Bright Future Tarot. Vicky, I also showed Carol Hertz's decks before. If you missed, you recognize. So the other one, which was the lazy when I'm lazy, is the newer one, which is the Outgrow Yourself Oracle. And I love it. I love it when I'm lazy because actually it can be used as an oracle, but it is a tarot. And I spoke about this deck before. It is based on Thoth and it has great keywords or question or like little sentences on top. And just the keywords from the Thoth deck on the bottom. No numbers, no shit. You have to know your Thoth if you want to use it as a tarot. So it's pretty awesome like this. So I'm excited about it. And when I'm lazy, I just use it as an oracle. So if I wanted to pull one card for us, because we're lazy right now, it would be Count Your Blessings. And it's love. So I think it's 2 of Cups, right? So it's lovely. Count your blessings, people. Especially in today's world. So this was Sylvain's tag. I used all the decks I have around me, and I shared with you all the advertising I wanted to do. Remember that I have special on my Mary class. And if you're interested, I have two Kickstarters that I can share. One is people who did this. It just went on today, but people who did the Lonely Dreamer Tarot. So Melissa Witherspoon and Victoria, who writes the books or the booklets, they actually put on Kickstarter right now for the Oracle deck of Odilon Redon, and it's called Oracle D'Oro. So if you're interested, it's kind of moody. It's monochromatic, gold, grays, black. It's beautiful. It looks amazing. You can check it out on IG. I shared it on my profile, or if you put Oracle Door, that's how it's spelled or pronounced. Spelled. So you can take a look. It's beautiful, I think. So I would like to see it funded. And then there is still this Kickstarter by Artisans Tarot of Jean Dodel. You know, I shared about it in the last live. And also, if anybody is interested in the roses, you know, the Rose Alchemy Oracle, Sandy is doing this class on the 16th of February. And this is actually my Mary class is on special till 16th of February, because 16th of February is a day when Mars and Venus conjoin. So this is the sacred masculine, sacred feminine in all of us. They conjoining, and they dance together for actually throughout the whole February, but on 16th and 17th and couple of days, they really together, right? So over the February, we're under this beautiful influence of Mars and Venus. And on the 16th, when the conjunction culminates and is the strongest, Sandy has this class on 3 Marys, and we will be working with 3 roses: white rose, red rose, and the pink rose. So for anybody who's interested, I'm going to be in the class as well. I signed up, so join us. Take a look at Sandy by the Rose Alchemy Oracle. I will link it below in the description box. But I think it's £65, so it's not that expensive, and it's 3 live meetings with Sandy. And I love her classes. It's always it's very high vibe. So depending on what one needs at the moment, somebody might need to go into the underworld. Classes with Sandy will put you a bit like zoom out. And who's writing? You could sing some more. Yeah, Victoria, you know me. I'm a good sinner. You know, I just read recently in this book, actually. I'm like jumping from bloody subject to subject, but I bought this book, Magdalene's Mysteries. It's about Mary Magdalene. I also shared it in my newsletter. But in this book, she writes that actually sin was a name of a goddess, Sin Ishtu, moon woman, moon mother. And if you actually check Latin for sinister, it means left hand side. It's feminine, kind of, psychologically feminine side, left hand side, path of the feminine. So it's quite an interesting that the priestesses of sin were practitioners of the left hand path of the feminine Christ. So I found it interesting. And as I said, in the Mary class, my Mary class, I do a presentation when you also can see so many symbols that come up from these ancient times. And just like, if you know how everything is connected, that's pretty amazing. What did I miss? Penny's Rose Oracle is her favorite. Thanks, Jen. Yeah, Jen, show us your decks. Why don't you do a live, Jen? Right? It's really interesting what she says about sin. I was fascinated. And actually sinister, just sinister, a left hand. And you would wonder, why feminine was so repressed, why left hand people were kind of also like looked upon as if they were kind of, not quite right. It all ties up into how the feminine is treated still. So it's an interesting subject and something worth exploring for sure. I also, if I can show you before I go off, I went second-hand shop and I bought this hangover relief kit, which of course I cleaned up, and I'm going to take this off as well, but or stick something on top of it because it was not easy to take off. But I'm going to make some like little altars and add little medallions and things, and I painted it in like red, white and black, the goddess tarot. I love my Marys black and white, half, and somehow this one just wanted to cry bloody tears. But there is going to, I'm just like wanting to invent something. It will be like a travel altar, so I want to use some of the things and add stuff here. It will be a bit kitschy, why not? I'm just going to go for it. So this is what I've been doing recently, and yeah. And Hetien is doing this novena right now. So if anybody wants to join in Hetien, it's for free. It's on her blog. She's doing this novena to Green Isis and to Green Mary. And it's started today, so you haven't missed anything. And it's for, the candle mass for the Gromniczna. This is the Gromnica in Polish. And the big candle for Bridget. So you guys can check this out at Hetien's Walking with Mary on Instagram, or Hetien, who created the Mary's deck, and you can join in this novena. She sends an email every day, and for 11 days you just kind of pray. You can have an intention. As an intention, I picked like a son of my friend who is in hospital right now, and I want to find a new place. I want to look out and see beauty. I don't want to see Polish blocks, socialist blocks. I want to see beauty. So I don't know, hopefully we can find a place so my Sagittarian heart can see some nature and not blocks. So guys, send me good vibes. And these two were my kind of novena wishes. Simple. Yeah, and that's it. So 7 deadly sins sorted. It was nice to hang out with all of you. And so many friends. That's awesome. So thanks for hanging out. Thanks for... Oh, you're expecting severe storms. Yeah, we had like really shitty weather, but it was also quite windy here, to be honest. Like my area in Poland wasn't so affected, but like down southwest and it was really, actually up north at the sea, Baltic Sea was going off. Yeah, thank you for the sins. Oh yeah, I'm reincarnation of Mademoiselle Lenormand. Thank you. I quite enjoy dressing up for these YouTube lives. And I think I'm going to stick to these lives because that's so much fun that I don't have to put any more work now, only to clean the room. So if you guys want to support me, get one of my classes or buy me a coffee through PayPal to help me. I don't want to hire a cleaner. That's overindulging, but yeah, I've got to go and clean now. So thank you so much for watching. Speak to you soon, and yes, keep well, focus on count your blessings. That was the message. Count your blessings. Much love. Bye.